Hi everybody, welcome to Prettyinpoupons. My name is Brittany, and today we'll be talking about using crochet to update and upcycle existing clothes. I have two items. One is a plain black sweatshirt, and the other one's a lighter cardigan that actually has a hole in it that I'm hoping to be able to patch and repair. So let's go take a look. So here is the sweatshirt. It's just a plain black sweatshirt, nothing wrong with it, but it's just not that exciting. So we're gonna change that. So here's the sweater that I wanna repair. I've had this since about 2008. I bought it back when I was in college and I loved it. I loved the color, I loved the fit, but unfortunately a few years later, I was out shopping with some friends and right here got snagged on a hanger, resulting in a pull that goes from the shoulder seam about 3 to 4 inches down and this smaller pull that goes pretty much over to the sleeve. I knew there had to be some way to fix it, but at the time I didn't know how. So I balled it up and it's moved from apartment to apartment with me over the years. It's probably been about 10 years since I damaged this, but today is the day that it gets fixed. When seeking out inspiration, I found something in this 1947 copy of The Work Basket. It is a mostly yarn and needlecraft magazine from looks like the 40s to 50s from what I can see. Maybe even later, but the copies I have are from the 40s and 50s. But in this particular issue, I found a half collar. And it's a floral spray, and they talk about using it specifically for just one side of like a dark dress, but in this case, or my case at least, a sweatshirt. So I decided to go ahead and follow the pattern for this. I'm doing it in two different ways. For the sweatshirt, I'm going to use a slightly larger fine cotton yarn. And then for the cardigan, a regular mercerized cotton thread. For this pattern, I used plain white cotton for both the sweatshirt and the cardigan. Although I am using yellow here just for demonstration purposes, I think it'll be a little easier to see. But the fun thing about this is that the sky is really the limit. You could do ultra fine cotton for very tiny flowers. You could do worsted weight for nice big flowers, and of course, all of the colors of the rainbow. Whatever works for you. And of course, if you do make this, please share a picture on my Instagram. The link will be in the description box. I'd love to see what you come up with. To begin, you'll chain 8. Then you'll slip stitch to connect the beginning of the row. And from there, you'll chain 6. And double crochet in the ring. And then you'll chain 3 and double crochet again. You'll do this all the way around until you have 8 double crochet and accompanying chain spaces. Now that we have connected the last chain 3 into the third chain of that starting chain, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and 3 single crochet into that first chain. And then we're going to crochet 1 single crochet into the top of the double crochet and single crochet 3 more into the next chain and do that around. Okay, so now that we have our wagon wheel here, we're going to make our flower petals. Start by chaining 2, and in that first single crochet of the 3 crochet cluster, you're going to double crochet in the back loop only. In the middle of the 3, you're going to put 3 double crochet. And in the last one, 1 double crochet. Chain 2 and slip stitch into that single crochet that's on top of the double crochet you made in that first round. Okay, so as soon as I made that 8th petal, I did a slip stitch into the first double crochet, and then I fastened off and wove in my ends. It's a pretty simple flower, but I like the simplicity of it. I think it really adds to the effect. You could go really intense with your Irish crochet flowers with multi-levels. You could also do pretty much anything that your mind can think of. There are so many great crochet applique patterns out there. So if you wanted a rainbow unicorn or an ice cream cone, a tractor, whatever you can think of, I'm sure there's an applique pattern out there. I just happen to be a floral person. Okie dokie, so it is time to go ahead and attach the appliques on. So this is the non-wounded side of the sweater. I actually did the patching on the other side already. This is because I took some extra time to do a little bit of mending behind the appliques. So what I've done is attach the first 4. I made a mirror image of the side I've already done. And I've attached these 2, so it's just this one guy left for the interest of time. I used a safety pin. This was in part because I couldn't find my straight pins, but it also works really well because it just keeps it and I can move it around a little more comfortably without stabbing myself in the hand as I am weaving my hands in and out. I'm using a plain needle and thread. While you could use the cotton thread used to make the flowers, this is just a little easier to manipulate and it is a little more camouflaged. All right, so here is the finished product. I'm so happy with how it came out. This is the side with the hole. It's covered my patch job nicely. There's a little bit of a pull off to the side here, but I've tucked in the ends and it goes to a shoulder seam, so it doesn't really have much risk of spreading. And I'm really happy with the kind of subtle collar look. It's not quite a Peter Pan color, but it's inspired by. Let's go take a look at the sweatshirt so we can see how it changes, making it a big statement piece. Okay, and here is the finished sweatshirt. As you can see, I've gone much larger and much bolder, making this a statement piece rather than just an accent. And I did that between using larger cotton as well as more in the leaves. Originally, I was going to follow the exact collar pattern in how they laid it out, but it didn't quite work well with the layout of the sweatshirt. So I adapted it around and used just an additional one for balance out. I am so happy with how this cardigan turned out and the sweatshirt as well. But this cardigan especially, I'm really excited for it to be back in wardrobe rotation. I am incredibly prone to spill stuff on me and rip my clothes and otherwise destroying them. So I'm really excited to have new ways to keep favorite items in rotation. And this will be great both environmentally as well as on my wallet. Plus, over the past year, none of the local fitting rooms have been open. So when I've purchased clothes, it's been about a 50-50 shot as to whether it'll fit me stylistically as well as actually fitting me. And I know you can return things, but yeah. But the good news is I have a green dress that I'm really looking forward to altering using similar methods. So stick around. If you subscribe, you'll be notified when that video does exist. Also, if you make something inspired by today's video, please share with me on my Facebook or my Instagram, both of which will be linked below. I'll also be linking my Ravelry and my website for you to see other patterns. I'm not going to put these specifically on my website, not the pattern itself, only because I think the copyright lines are a little hazy given that I used the workbook pattern for so much of, or work basket pattern for so much of my design. So because of that, I won't be actually writing out those patterns, but there are so many amazing applique patterns out there that this is just a jump off point. Show me what you design. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Again, like and subscribe if you're so inclined, and I will see you around.